New requirements come into effect from July 1, where at least one registered nurse is to remain on site and on duty in all residential aged care facilities. And as we edge towards the new financial year, National Seniors Australia are encouraging people to check their entitlements. Well, joining me live is National Senior Australia Advocate Ian Henschke. Ian, hello to you. So first of all, what is National Seniors having their take on the registered nurse on site 24/7? What's your take on this?
Well, I think it's a very important move because you can't really have a nursing home without a nurse in it. And we need more dementia care nurses, palliative care nurses, end-of-life care. They're all the sorts of things that the Royal Commission talked about. The Royal Commission recommended that a nurse be on duty 24/7. The Labor government last year said that they were going to do it. It comes in on July the 1st. The big question now is, will they be able to find the required number of nurses to be able to do it across the country? And I think the figures at the moment show there is a shortfall, but we urge the government to make sure that we are training nurses, encouraging them. And of course, the 15% pay rise that comes in at the same time, hopefully will encourage people to stay in the aged care homes for longer. And the other thing, of course, which we've talked about before, Janie, is the fact that if you get to pension age, you should be allowed to continue to work as a nurse in aged care, keep your pension, add the wages to that and pay a simple, fair income tax on it as an encouragement to keep people working in that sector, not just nurses, but care workers across the whole care sector.
How is that debate going, Ian?
Well, there's a white paper that called for submissions. We put a very lengthy submission into that white paper, and we hope that when the government sits down and has a look at it and the bureaucracy look at it, they see that this is going to be a way of encouraging more and more people to work in the care sector. We're saying to the government at the moment, you need these workers. I think the figure is that we need about 10,000 extra nurses in Australia across the whole health and disability and aged care sector. So I think there has to be consideration for that, but we also need tens of thousands of care workers as well. So I think our policy has got some traction, and we hope that in the white paper they do come up with that solution we've put forward, which is simply let people continue to work and then have a fair system. At the moment, I don't know whether people realise this, but you lose 50 cents in the dollar from your pension, and they've given a very small bonus of an extra $4,000. So you can earn about $1,000 a month, which is about $250 a week, which is about 1 day's work a week. And that's not simply enough to encourage people. And we know that if you encourage people to work, they will work.
And Ian, National Seniors are encouraging people to check their entitlements in the lead up to the new financial year. What if you are a pension of age but have assets that may not make you eligible for various concessions?
Well, that's a very interesting point, because we have a card called the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card, and that is not done on your assets. It's done on income. And what we've discovered is that there are literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Australians who are not getting their entitlements, not just the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card, but various states have their own seniors cards. We've got our own National Seniors cards, which you can get if you become a member. If you become a member of National Seniors, you can get discounts at supermarkets. The big ones, 4%. I think IGA is about 5% you can get with the National Seniors membership. But the general seniors cards that are available in each state, they come with various benefits. In Western Australia, for example, a seniors card there will get you about $1,600 worth of benefits. And what we discovered recently was that in New South Wales, for example, 70,000 people who were eligible for a concession had simply not applied for it because they think, oh, I'm not on a pension, I haven't got any way of getting a concession. Well, we're saying go to the National Seniors website, look up the concessions calculator, find out what's there. And I got I got a notice yesterday from my electricity provider saying that it's going to go from 36 cents a kilowatt, I'm talking to you from South Australia, to 48 cents a kilowatt. So that's actually a big jump in electricity prices. That'll come in from July the 1st. So my message to people now is go and find out what concessions you're eligible for. Think about joining National Seniors as well so you can get some more concessions, because the cost of living at the moment is still up there, heading around that 7% mark. So if you can pick up a 4% discount with a National Seniors card, or you can pick up a concession of a couple of $100 off your electricity bill, and the government is going to be paying, in some states, $500 energy concession, but you have to be eligible with one of those cards. So there's a lot of homework for people to do. So don't just sit down this afternoon and watch the footy. Go and have a look and see what you're entitled to, because there are so many people missing out. 38% of South Australians are missing out on their concessions, 35% in New South Wales, and 29% in Victoria. They were the figures that came up late last year. So you can do something about coping with cost of living, but you have to do your homework.
And the pension age is going to move from July 1 as well.
That's right. It goes to 67. So that's the final stage of that original plan to push the pension age out to 70, which got stalled. And look, we were opposed to pushing the age out to 70 because we had so many people tell us that they were struggling to stay in work, for example, between the age of 55 and 65. We saw a lot of people losing their jobs. And so they were using up what little superannuation they had, and they were waiting for that pension age to come around. So I think we've seen it sit at 67. There was a call just recently by an academic who actually said he'd like to see it go out to 70 by 2050. But the data doesn't suggest that we need to do that, and I'll tell you why. The original prediction by 2050 from the Peter Costello Intergenerational Review back in 2002 said that the amount that would be required to fund the pension was in the high 4 percentage points of GDP. The actuary, Michael Rice, did some work on this in a paper called The Age Pension in the 21st Century, and he found it would be in the low 2 percentage points of GDP. So in fact, the pension's going to cost about half what they were predicting of our gross domestic product. And the reason is people have got superannuation. And more people are going into that 67-year-old age group. When they go to get the pension, they'll find that their superannuation is either going to cut them out from getting a pension altogether, or their superannuation will mean they get a part pension. So the dire predictions of these, intergenerational war saying the baby boomers are going to cost us a fortune with the pension are just not true. And that's why I think Paul Keating, when he was in the position that he was as Treasurer, said we're going to bring in superannuation so that we can contain the costs of the pension system. And it is actually starting to work now. And then people will actually be paying, they're getting more superannuation also from July the 1st as well. So the superannuation system is maturing. People are getting more superannuation. The thing we really worry about, though, are the people that don't have superannuation, and there are still a lot of people out there. I think it's about 13% of men get to pension age with no super, and around 20% of women. So we still have to address that issue of pension poverty. But that's another reason why I say go and find out what concessions you can get and make sure you're getting them.
All right, always appreciate your time and expertise. Ian Henschke, take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yes, we've got a long one here, and so
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much.
Fantastic, thank you.